Stay tuned, stay tuned, stay tuned. I'm here with the coach, John Brandt.
I'm here with the vet, Ian Griffin.
Man, we're down here at the Jump Talk. Got the waterfall behind us.
The Bachman Homestead.
Yes.
I actually used the Jump Talk the other day with the wife, and she was like, huh? Never mind, forget it.
We're going to get into some more military terms as we move along.
I need some. I have none.
Oh,
And I can give you some coaching ones like, I almost got kicked out. I have to tell you the story at some point, but I almost got kicked out of the game. Literally came and told me one more word. I'm gone. Who is your athletic director? I need to talk to him. I was like, okay, I got to stop.
Yeah. So we'll, as we move along, and we're going to have a new season come up here soon too, so that'll be good. I think as we get ready for the new season, we'll change it a little bit of stuff. We'll keep some stuff the same. But anyway, tomorrow is Thanksgiving, Coach.
Wow.
And
I'm so ready to eat. I get one meal.
Man, I'm ready to eat too.
And,
what's
your favorite? All right, we haven't even talked about that. What is your favorite, thing to eat? The one thing. Like
one thing is dressing. My mom made the best dressing. Actually, when I came back from Desert Storm, I came back in May, and she said, "What do you want?" I said, "I want turkey and dressing."
Oh, yeah.
And you know how our moms are. They're very similar. Yeah. They're gonna go take care of their boys.
I always love the dressing, but my grandmother, which I make now, we're poor. Okay, let's just say. So when the ingredients when I first called and said, I want to make this for the first time, what are the ingredients? And I was told frozen broccoli, square, cheese whiz, minute rice, and they come on down the list. But my favorite is the broccoli, rice, and cheese casserole.
Oh,
and my family love it. They're going to make an extra one. But yes, I just crave that creamy, just whatever.
Yeah. I can eat dressing. I don't have to touch a dessert one. I can just go. No. Everybody's going to the dessert line. I'm just going back for dressing. And my wife knows the recipe. We joke because that's the lineage of my mom. Is her recipe is floated down to her.
I have to ask. Thanksgiving in Germany, is there anything like a big difference?
It's a huge difference because they don't celebrate it. And
well, that's true. Why am I thinking they celebrate it?
And
history teacher right here.
And the other thing is the turkey's not a big thing for them over there. So really the only place in Germany you get them is really the commissary.
Oh, okay.
And what a lot of Americans do is they invite German friends over. We had like 40 people over our house for Thanksgiving.
Wow.
And because they're cutting out of work and everything else because they're like, man, this is going to be great. And actually the military, they ration coffee, they ration cigarettes, and they ration alcohol, and they ration fuel. When I left in 2012, they were like, you can only buy only 1 or 2 turkeys because we don't need you doing this with German. And you're like, this is part of relationships.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Good stuff.
This is foundation stuff that's not taught in textbooks, that you build bonds that you can never take away.
Yeah.
So
the only difference I'll say real quick was we said about Vitke.
Yeah,
Vidka. I always want to call her Whitkey. And she knows it. Actually, the other day I just called her Whitkey. I was like, I can't do it anymore. But in the South, we have dressing. And my wife, they have stuffing in the North. I mean, what the heck? You stuff it. But they actually stuff it in there, and it's all gooey, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I like my dressing almost crispy within the gravy on it.
Then the gravy. Yes.
We got to get into this gratefulness, sir. I'm going to talk about food. I'm so hungry.
So moving along, Coach, today we just want to talk about what we're grateful for.
Yes.
I think as a nation, we've taken a lot of things for granted, and we've been busy throwing darts all the way through the election and still throwing a few. I think it's just time to say, you know what? Let's take a step back, America, and what are we grateful for? So we both kind of got a list, and some of them are similar, but we just want to talk about that, and we definitely want to hear what you're grateful for Thanksgiving.
Tell us down below what you're grateful for.
Yes.
It's a good time for us to learn more and more about our fans, as we call you. But it's great. We've been running into people all week that are considered fans. Ian ran into a bunch of last week, which is great to hear. But, yeah. You want me to start it?
You go ahead, Coach.
I didn't really plan it this way, and of course, this is going to be the history teacher in me. I'm very grateful for our Constitution. Without the Constitution, we don't have a country. without the Constitution, which is considered the law of the land, we don't have we don't have order at all. And the Constitution gives so many rights to all of us, even the ones that we don't agree with.
Yeah.
And I think that's the hardest thing for Americans today, is to realize it's okay to have differences. Our founders, because of the differences that they had then, which if you read about it, they all had differences. The Federalists, the Democrat Republicans. I mean, you have to think about it. John Adams was a Federalist. Thomas Jefferson was a Democrat Republican. That was a president and a vice president. They got along great. They ended their lives sending letters back for years out of respect, but they were bitter enemies politically.
Yeah.
So having that Constitution giving everybody the right to be able to do things the way that they get to do them in America without someone else telling you you can't do it, or you can't say it a certain way, and your freedom of speech and religion that really, really was important to the founders. The Constitution to me is, I am so grateful that we live in a country and not some other place that does not have the individual and collective rights that we have because of the Constitution.
Coach, I agree. I will say for me is the country itself.
Yeah.
I've been deployed many places, and I remember before we went in, when it was Desert Shield, we're sitting in Saudi Arabia, and an Egyptian soldier comes up to me, and he goes, America number 1, Egypt number 2. I would never say my country is number 2. It's just the pride in me. And I've heard that so many places, and people don't recognize that or appreciate that. But I'll tell you, in Liberia, we was doing the Ebola response. Guys on the motorcycles going, we want to be like you so we can go to America. You hear that all the time. Bosnia was the same way. Almost everywhere I've been, I've heard that. And the media won't portray that because that didn't fit their narrative. But our country is that dang good that everybody wants to come to it. And that's pretty powerful to me. And I'm grateful that I was fortunate enough to be born in this country and to serve this country and to be part of this country.
Man, that's greatness. I want to get to family last. Definitely am so thankful for my family. But on a day-to-day basis, people have asked me, man, what is it like to, I mean, you must be absolutely terrified to work in a prison. I mean, you always have to watch your back. Is there always things going on? Are you getting shanked? And I'll be honest with you, I am so thankful for my inmates. I had an experience this week again. One of my inmates that had been in jail for 7 years, been in prison 7 years, got out, and one of the first things that he wanted to do was he wanted to text me.
Cool.
And he told my principal, because we can do that once they're out, that he wanted to text me. And he just wanted to text me. He was out. I called him. I said, dude, where are you at? And he's like, man, I am almost to Waco. I said, what are you going to do in Waco? He goes, I'm going to stay there with my mom. And I said, so what's the first thing you're going to eat? He goes, Bachman, all I want is some chicken fried steak.
Oh, man.
So, but I'm very thankful for them because I actually go into a prison, searched, violated, I feel like, every single day, at least 3 times, anytime you go in and out. But they teach me more than I really teach them about, not about history and government law, but about mistakes and about regrets and about forgiveness and about how much it means to miss their families and their kids. And I get to leave out of there at 3 o'clock and go see mine. They want to know my story. They want to see our football stuff. They want to see pictures of the house, of the stages that we're building, because they live kind of through you.
Yeah.
And yes, they're criminals. And if I was absolutely 100%, if I was tried and charged with every crime that I committed as a human, I would be serving a sentence to death. And thank God I'm forgiven. So with my inmates are some I'm very, very thankful and grateful for.
Coach, I think sometimes we forget that the end state of the prison is for them to be shoulder to shoulder with us out in society.
Man, exactly.
You know, that's the end state. Is okay. They paid the dues. Let's get them back out there and function, and you take your shirt off for them, and they take their shirt off for you.
Real quick, I don't want to let you go. If you know inmates, you know someone that's out, you know someone you can actually give an opportunity to, you have no idea that at least once a day I have an inmate that's been in there 5, 10, 15, tatted from head to toe. So I love you, Mr. Barton. Appreciate what you do.
Man.
They say more they love people than people on the outside tell you. And I'm going to tell you why. It's because they are absolutely so thankful that you take the time to come talk to them and try to what I call re-prepare. It's not probably even a word, but we use it all the time to re-prepare you for an entry into a place that we want you to be in. Most people just throw away, they're felons. But they're coming back, the majority of them.
Yeah.
And how do you want them back into your society? It should matter to you and your family.
I agree.
So anyway.
So, Coach, for me, number 2, and we didn't number them, but I'm just putting this out there, is I'm grateful that I'm from the state of Texas. Because I've heard people bash how Texas handles the coronavirus and things of that nature. We just had the coronavirus the other day, and I'll be honest, my hat's off to the state of Texas because they were all on it. We joke about where my wife works at. She subs at a school, and where she works at, I said, those desks in one day have been cleaned more thoroughly than they have in 50 years. I promise you that, because of the sanitation procedures they're using and what they're doing for that. But just the pride of this great state of Texas. Sometimes we like to call it the nation of Texas down here.
Everything's bigger in Texas.
Everything's bigger and everything's better.
Hey, we also had the sexiest voice this year, too.
Dang right.
Of all the states.
And not only those things, Coach, but we also know how to open the door for a lady. We also know how to say yes, ma'am, and yes, sir. And we also know how to pray at the dinner table.
John Botman said doorknobs aren't made for women.
That's right. That's right.
What he said.
And here in Texas, people just let you live.
Yeah.
They don't get in your beeswax. They don't want nobody from New York getting your beeswax. And they don't care what people in New York do, really.
Unless you're Trump.
Yeah.
Well, they care about that.
They did about that.
Hey, Coach's thoughts recently about that. It's still, to me, kind of crazy that the city's slicker in the country, folks.
Yeah,
kind of
ironic. But
yeah,
just the hospitality in Texas, and everybody here, most of the people in Texas will take their shirt off for you and invite you to the dinner table. So I'm grateful to be from a great place like that, where it's just easy going.
Yeah.
What do you got, Coach?
I'm very thankful for different people with different opinions. I told the story one time on one of our podcasts about me being in seminary. I was asked by my seminary Christian seminary, to go to a retreat for a week and live with Islamic seminary students, Jewish seminary students, and Christian seminary students. Live together, pray together, worship together, converse together, and then have small groups together. And I went in thinking, we're the Christians, we know the way, we're the one way, the only way. And if you're talking about, convictions of going to heaven, yeah, as a Christian, we figured out the one and only way.
Yep.
But you have to live with these people. And you live in the same neighborhoods, you go to the same schools, you're in the same restaurants. Learning how to have different people in your life with different opinions and respect that is really hard today, especially with the social media politically correct or incorrect crowds that you deal with. But I appreciate that, living in a country that you can have different religions and different opinions, different people from all around the world. Sit down in a coffee shop, and that's what I said, that there's this place in Tyler, there's about 6 or 7 of us that get together, and we have atheists, we have Islam, we have women, one's a feminist, I have 2 Christians, and we just sit down and laugh and poke fun at each other. And I'm always asking, hey, what are you cooking for your holiday? You cooking pork? But man, we don't eat pork, but you pick on each other like
yes.
that, and they pick on me about being a Christian, oh yeah, he's coming back. Boy, y'all been waiting forever. And what's wrong with that? There's nothing wrong with that. That's what's wrong with people. I had somebody threaten to jump on my butt, try to whoop my butt yesterday over a difference of opinion. And that's what our founders, if you care about this country, where I see people, Trump's the best president ever, great. But if you really believe that you love this country so much, go back to the first 50 years of this country. Or actually 10 years before and 40 years of the first 40 years of this country. And you see the difference of opinion they all had. And they got along and they compromised. They compromised. So the difference of opinions in this country, the different people that we live around, the different religions that we're around, man, I appreciate that so much and so thankful for that.
Coach, I got to say this is I'm very thankful for my military people. And I know we just had Veterans Day, but right now, tomorrow, there'll be a lot of soldiers, sailors, airmen, and Marines, and some Coast Guard people out there. They'll be eating Thanksgiving in far away places, away from their families. Some of them might have their immediate family with them, but they won't be around their parents or any of that stuff. and some of them will be all by themselves with just their fellow troops and sailors and Marines. And I've embraced many of Thanksgivings overseas and in different places. And we're lucky to have a great military that provides the security blanket for America, that we have the comfort of being able to eat Thanksgiving and not think nothing bad about it, and not having to worry about protecting ourselves from an enemy at the time.
Yeah.
And so my hat's off to the military, and I got many of friends that are part of the military, and keep doing good, guys.
Thank you,
and
guys, man.
So what do you got, Coach?
I got two more. I just want to do this one kind of quickly, but my football players have taught me so much in the last 3 years. Being with Kings Academy, it's a Christian school. Like I said, there's homeschoolers that come in. But just this last week, or actually this last month, we had probably this has been the most unbelievably tough year with COVID and football, and trying to schedule games and taking games that we would never take in the past, injuries that we've never had. We actually integrated one school with ours that had closed. Those kids came in, and we didn't have a clue how that was going to integrate each other. And we lost the other night against a team that was good, one of the best six-man, what we call Christian or independent group teams in the country or in our state. We beat them once this year. They beat us. But at the end of that game, I had a kid come up to me and just hug me with seconds are ticking out and just bawling and saying how much he appreciated this team and me, and how much he loved me, and how much he loved these guys, and he was sorry. And you know, you don't understand as a coach. Sometimes we're always trying to win, and we're always trying to watch tape late at night, trying to find that one little aspect to win. But that's not what it's about. And I've been blessed to have some good players and what they call a winning record. But I tell you what, I have a player last night at 12 o'clock last night is texting me about getting in shape. What can he do? He wants to be better so he can get into the military. Had one last week text me about how can I become more passionate in life. And I had, one at the beginning of the year want to meet me at a Starbucks to talk to me about some of the things that's been going on in their life. They want to become better, that they're embarrassed about. You do not understand the influence that you can have with younger people if you just get involved in something. For so many years, I was selfish and didn't do that. But my players have taught me so much more about being a grown man than any other entity outside of my father that has not been around for 14 years because he passed away. And I am so thankful for the opportunity to coach and be a part of those guys' life. It's an experience that I can't even think enough.
Yeah, I think as a coach, I'm not a coach, but I think as a coach, that your sphere of influence is tremendous, to be quite honest. And it's the little things that you don't realize.
No.
If somebody will come up to you that you're like, man, I didn't even know that I was influencing them that way. I think
that's the thing is you get these texts or these calls or you hear from someone else. I had someone parent just the other day that I really didn't have a great relationship with this kid that I didn't think. And he said, man, my son thinks the world of you. And he goes, he can't even stop talking about what you're trying to teach them. And I'm like,
that's
I
good.
had no clue.
That's
So
good.
Go ahead.
Well, man, we're getting a little wet now.
I'm all right.
We're doing good.
Get a little rain.
You know what this is called? It's called Infantry Sunshine. There's no
Unless you're a Chris Cornell fan, and it's called a sun shower.
Yeah, sunshine. Yes. But this is when the infantry train is in the rain.
Yeah.
Because it's never sunny for the infantry.
Wow.
But anyway, so my next one here is I'm going to go ahead and hit up family here so we can move on to the tail end. And I'm truly grateful for all my family. We butt heads. We fight. We wrestle. We disagree with things. Can you believe this? I even have one that's a Chevrolet fan. What the flip is up with that? But anyway, I love them dearly, and they're all great, and it's just good to be around them.
Yeah.
So that's one thing I'll say, Coach.
I'm going to say family, but I'm going to be a little bit longer, and I don't mean to be. I always talk so much. My family, because of what we went through with the corona, just went to another level. When I have a blended family, and my family that blended, the two girls, Sydney being 16 and Shay's 21, when we first got together, we were like, how are those two going? Two little girls in a house, even though one's a little older. They became sisters like I have never seen from day one. They would rather do things together. We built a home and put their Jack and Jill bathroom upstairs. They leave the door open and they watch the same shows on 2 different TVs and talk back and forth about it. They stepped up to another level and took care of our disabled son when we were sick with COVID. And to watch them do that was amazing. I don't want to not say these 2 things. Number one, my mother has, from day one, she has been all over this country supporting me from baseballs and footballs and basketballs. And even when I preached, it didn't matter where I was. And she caught COVID, beat it, and started coming to 1 quarter of a game. That's all she could make it. Then it was to a halftime. In the semifinal game in Huntsville, she drove all the way to Huntsville the other day, got a hotel room, stayed for the whole game, stayed in the hotel room, and drove home the next morning. She's the most supportive mother that I've ever seen, and she's always here for us. My wife, another level. I mean, this woman supported me through anything and everything I wanted to do. When I graduated with my master's, she was there. We decided to build a dream home where we do everything together. And she's absolutely hilarious to me. She's a freaking Yankee. She's the only Yankee I've ever liked. No, I'm just kidding. But I love the woman to death. But when I decided I want to do something that's going to take 6 months of all of our lives to prepare for one day, she's like, just do it. What do you need? What do you need? Anything I ever do. I almost didn't coach football this year. She called me up on the phone and said, that's wrong. You're going to make a huge mistake. You need to coach. What? I don't want. Yeah, you think you don't. You need to. And it's the best decision I made because she knows me. But she's my best friend, there's no doubt. And she is absolutely a freaking little mess.
Awesome.
But
awesome.
Love you, Linder.
So, Jenny, you ain't getting none of that.
Come on, Jenny. It's because she's Vitka.
Yeah. So as we get ready to go toward the end here, I'm going to say, hey, Coach, one thing I'm grateful for is you.
Yeah.
And I'll say this is we linked together in July and said, hey, let's give this a shot. What do you think? And we're like, we were just both feet in, jumping in, and like we didn't know what we were doing, to be honest.
Yeah, we forgot that we not only did we grow up in the same church pretty much, but we have some photos that are hilarious that we found lately. We were actually in a wedding together, tuxedoed up at, I don't even know where, 10, 11, 12. You're like 17 years older than me, right? But we were about the same age. Our families knew each other, went to the same church together. Yeah. But you know, it's amazing, and go back to this people. We didn't see each other and speak for 30 years. But I'm driving home from places. I went fishing the other day, and the whole ride home, I want to just call and we'll talk for an hour and 15 minutes. Yeah. Yeah. I go somewhere, and I told you, I said, dude, I'm so tired. Every time I drive somewhere, all I want to do is call you. Yeah. But I'm very thankful for our friendship. It's opened up a lot of doors. Like, I would have never seen Coach Ingram without us again.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Never. Yeah. And some of the opportunities of seeing Scott Chris.
Yes.
Love Scott Chris. Hadn't seen him. He's going to come down here in a couple of weeks and hang out with us again.
That'd be good. That'd be good.
He came for our housewarming. There's people like that you just never, because of this, we've gotten to see and talk to some people that we just didn't get to for a number of years.
So, Coach, you got anybody else? Because I got one more at the end here.
Go ahead, Nama. I got one more too, real quick.
And I'm going to throw this out there is we got to thank the fans for the coaching event. I mean, y'all freaking rock stars. And I don't even know this. When we first put a podcast out there, we put it on Anchor. And Anchor has so many venues that it distributes to. And I find people all like, well, I'm actually on this. I'm like, I didn't even know we were on there. I mean, that's kind of crazy. We knew he was on YouTube. We knew he was on Facebook, Spotify, Anchor and Instagram and all those and iTunes. Well, at first I didn't know I was on iTunes until hey, I found you on iTunes. I'm like, really? Right. You found me on iTunes? I'm like, I didn't know I was on iTunes. We thank you as fans for just supporting us and listening to us and putting comments out there because we're very gracious for you, whether you realize it or not. Yeah. And we were really hoping that you appreciate what we do. We're just having fun and just two guys speaking how we feel.
Yeah. Speaking of fans, some hilarious thing that's happened to me is one of my players, which is like, I think he's 16 or 17 years old. One day I go up to practice and he's there a little early. And I was like, hey, man, how you doing? He's not doing. He goes, man, that was hilarious on that podcast yesterday. I'm like, what are you talking about? He goes, man, you and that guy with that hat always, with all that hair, I mean, you guys, y'all got a thing going here. I'm like, oh, my God. I said, you watch? He goes, oh, I've seen them all. I was like, I had no clue. But I'm the last person I want to say I'm thankful for, and I think it's just almost like a cliche, is I am thankful for a God that created us at the time that he did and gave us the opportunities. I truly have always believed since I got saved, and I got saved kind of late in life, that Jeremiah 29:11 is not just that bumper sticker, it's not just that plaque on the wall of, God has plans for us all. The Garth Brooks songs comes into my mind all the time, unanswered prayers. Thank God for them. I used to beg him for things that were so destructive in my life, and then it didn't work out. And I was like, why is God not helping? He has a plan, and if he knows, and if you just get the heck out of the way and let the plan happen, man, it's just been the most unbelievable last few years of my life. And I never in a million years could even think I could be this thankful and grateful for the life he's given me. I have been blessed way beyond anything I've ever deserved. So I just want to be thankful for God and that created us at this unbelievable time that we have. We live in a pretty easy time.
Yeah.
I saw on your list it said easy living.
Yep.
Imagine being prior to electricity or prior to travel. Prior to Starbucks. Seriously? But I'm just so thankful. I could go on and on and on and on. I just love this life. I just feel like we talked about it the other day. If I died when COVID happened, I was sitting there one night going, I can't even ask for anything more except to see my grandkids.
Yeah.
But that's about it. And brother, you told grandkids the other day, you can go and go.
Yeah.
You're done.
Yep.
You're out of here.
I've lived a good life. Hey, so we just really want to say we want y'all to have a happy Thanksgiving and take a step back, no matter if you have family there or not, and just look at the things that you're appreciative of, because the world is pretty decent most of the time, and especially our country.
Yes.
So, from the coach.
And to the vet.
Happy Thanksgiving, guys. Stay tuned.
Thanksgiving.
Stay tuned.
We love you guys.
Yeah.
Bailey, Jackson, all them big fans.